Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Voice Mood. I am your host, Olivia Peck, your local millennial voice teacher. Do you want to become a better singer? I hear ya. Okay, I'm a voice teacher. I meet people from all around the world who are learning to sing and have some very serious questions. And even though there are some serious questions and people really want to know how to sing better, it is supposed to be fun, first of all. And I don't always appreciate the gatekeeping that comes with learning to sing or the feeling of that anyways, or feeling like, why is it so complicated? Why is it so out of reach? Why does it feel like there's a certain way you have to learn? And that is why I really like leveraging the meows, okay? Meow University. That is what I like to call my singing lessons because if you can meow, you can sing. I am literally serious. So today's focus is on why a meow, something so simple, can teach you to sing or sing better, and a little backstory on why. So, the journey of that. If you have singing questions, drop them in the chat. I'm also answering questions if you have them. And it's going to be a great time. Who's ready for Christmas? I am. We're going to talk about how to find that belty sound. You're singing a song for your loved one this Christmas. Let's talk about how you can belt it out safely and sound really good. And the first step is learning to meow. Okay, here we go. So, reasons why if you can meow, you can sing. Think about it. Do a meow, meow gently, meow gently. Cats aren't going meow. They're not shouting it. It's more of like a whiny sound. Meow. If you can meow super high, that high note you want to hit with clarity, you can sing it. Meow. Meow. Ow. 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 You can add a little bit of weight to it maybe after you find the gentle meow. Okay? So if you can meow it, you can sing. If I'm doing all I want for Christmas is you, but I want to belt out some of that, I might go meow, 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 meow. All I want. Just made it easier to find that clarity, that belty sound. So that is one reason. The thing about contemporary music is oftentimes we want a belty sound in our songs, right? So if you're singing an Ariana Grande song or a Taylor Swift song or any of the big hits right now, a big quality you hear is a belty sound. And that's why finding your mix is such a popular thing. Raise your hand if you've heard of mixed voice, okay? Meow, meow is one way to find that mixed voice, okay? So, why is that? What is mixed voice? Who knows? Well, a great way to describe mixed voice is it's a combo of your head voice, and your chest voice, and it's sort of a combo of the two. And the reason why you want to create that combo is because the result from mixing your voice, meow, like that, then you can smooth out your registers. So if you are singing a song and you feel like there's this big gap in your voice where it's like really powerful here or really solid here, but then you get to the high part or the middle part and it's sounding sort of weak, finding that whiny quality in an exercise like a meow or a creaky sound will help you find that. So for instance, if I'm singing uh jingle bells and I want to sound a little bit clearer, and let's say I'm going jingle bells, jingle all the way. Okay, but I want it to be like more rock and roll. Jingle bells, jingle bells, jingle all the way. I might find that with a meow, 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 meow. That's a little bit easier to find that clear belty sound without shouting, So it allows you to do that. Sounds like a simple concept, but it's hard to do just with no exercises, nothing to practice that with, right? Because a lot of times you'll be singing along to a song like, all I want for Christmas is you. And you'll get excited and you'll start singing from maybe your throat. But if you can think of meow, 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 it's a lot more gentle, but it's pingy, it's resonant, it sounds belty. So, yeah. I'm getting some great questions in the chat. Wow. Can you guys let me know if you have any singing questions? Because I want to answer them for you. I'm a singing teacher. I can't tell you about my eyebrows. I don't know. Not an eyebrow expert. I'm a singing expert. Okay. So let me know. That's my spiel on meow. Okay. If you've ever heard of a semi-occluded vocal tract exercise, meow is also a SOVT or a semi-occluded vocal tract exercise. So what that means is when you do SOVT, it's when you close your mouth but make sound with your vocal folds, obviously. So if you're doing a hum like you'll see singers do that or do a those are semi-occluded vocal tract exercises. Okay. So it's great for relieving tension when you sing to do or meow. And it can help smooth out your registers because you are traveling through in a gentle way and coordinating the pitch and your breath control. So doing things like meow, 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 are all really good exercises. Okay. So the reason why I even discovered meow being a great belty exercise is because of this website called Voice Science Works. You can look it up, and it was actually listed, the meow, 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 was listed as one of their exercises. Well, when I included it in different ways and just singing a song on a meow, I was able to find my belt a lot faster than trying to maneuver my voice in all these different ways. Even vowel modification, it seemed to be quicker than that. So if you've heard of vowel modification, it's when you might change a vowel, like you, baby, instead of baby, 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 baby. So I'm changing the vowel from baby to ba, like almost like a bit, baby. That's one way you can modify a vowel to create the sound you want. Okay. And we do that in singing all the time. And that's what we talk about in lessons is how can we modify that vowel for you, for the sound you want. And for me, using meow, meow gets the same effect. The meow just works for me. So I found it works with a lot of singers. Here's a funny story. And if you have singing questions, let me know in the chat. One of my students was using the meows, and I have a video. It's like a gentle singing warm up. I'll link it. And she had put it in a YouTube playlist so she could do exercises, do warm up videos in between her rep she's working on. Okay, stick with me. So she was listening to these videos while she was driving. And she had to pull over for some reason. Somebody was like flashing their lights, and she thought, "Oh, are my brights on? What's going on? Like, let me just pull over." She pulls over. A cop gets behind her and pulls up next to her, and he's like, "Hey, is everything good?" She's talking to him. She's talking to the policeman, and in the background was meow, 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 meow. It was my warm-up video, the meow song. And it's not like a normal warm-up video. It's kind of like a song. So she was saying he probably thought I was listening to some toddler music or something. How weird. Like it's a meow song. Anyways, but I just want to dedicate this video to her because wow, the dedication. I mean, she's listening to the meow warm up while she's getting pulled over. Anyways, great. It works. I'll link the video after this, one of the warm-ups, but gentle singing. All right, this brings me to a question from the week from someone in the Facebook group. So I'm going to let you know what he was wondering. He said he was singing and getting to the lower part of a song, his voice didn't have that same mixy quality, maybe like a belty quality. Here's the thing about that. As we get lower in our range, in our lower register, yes, it can be more difficult to bring those chords together in the way we want to create a clear, mixy sound. Okay. So I'm going to give you an example of this and show you with a song that I was working on and why this happens. So when you want to create that mixy, belty sound, that meowy sound, it's easier to learn how to do that in your higher register, your upper register or your middle register, somewhere in between there. So high and middle register, that sort of transitional period, we call it the passaggio, second passaggio. That transitional period is where that is easiest. Okay. So if you are from the jump trying to create this mixy sound way down here, it's not really the optimal place for that. You can bring it down through various exercises like singing on a meow, or you can move the song in a more optimal place for you to get the belty sound you want if you're able to do that. So I was working on the song Chains of Love by Charlie XCX. Let me know if you know that song or like that song. And I wanted to explore where I'm going to get that belty sound in my voice by moving the key around a little bit. So if I'm singing in this key, which is 3 half steps below the usual, just to show you sort of the shattering like glass. Yeah, they're breaking up my heart. Chains of love are cruel. Shouldn't feel like a prisoner. Okay, obviously that's in my lower range. It has a nice warm quality in that part of my range. If I wanted it to be more belty, I would think more speaky in this part of my range. So, shattering like glass. Yeah, they're breaking up my heart. Chains of love are cruel. Shouldn't feel like a prisoner. So in my lower range, if I were to belt that, it more sounds like speaking to me. Okay, let's bring it up. This is the original key. Shattering like glass. Yeah, they're breaking up my heart. Chains of love are cruel. Shouldn't feel like a prisoner. So that is a lot closer to where I would find that belty quality. Meow, 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 meow. Let's see where that is. Probably an A. Yeah, around an A. So I know that's a little low still for me to have my most optimal belt sound. So I'm going to bring it up even higher. In the recording I made, it's on my Instagram. I ended up putting it on the fifth capo, which is a whole step above the original. Shattering like glass, yeah, they're breaking up my heart. Chains of love are cruel, shouldn't feel like a prisoner. It's just where my mix shines a little bit more. So, a strategy you can do, I could bring it up even higher. Good grief. Shattering like glass, meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Sing it higher, then bring it back down again. Shattering like glass, meow, 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 breaking up my heart. Chains of love are cruel. It's easier for, I want to say, a lot of female presenting voices to go from high, their high mix, and bring it down is a strategy to help connect that. Okay, so that's one thing you can do. All right, and we have a question in the chat. Hope that makes sense. Let me know. Here's a question. Hi, I'm having trouble with higher notes and I don't know how to fix it. No matter how many exercises or videos I watch, I need help. Well, thanks for joining. Yes, high notes is something that a lot of us struggle with and we want to figure out. So, very good question and welcome, welcome, welcome. When you're trying to find these high notes, there's a couple of things that could be going on that's getting in your way. These high notes you're speaking of, maybe they're fully out of range. You know, if you're trying to match with a song or uh someone else who's singing and you feel like I cannot match them, it could just be out of your range. So that is one possibility. Another possibility is maybe you're pushing. A lot of people push, they get a little shouty as they get higher. So one thing you want to do is slide like this. Notice how I actually got gentler and less intense as I went higher. If you can slide up like that, that'll help. But the trick is you want to not push up. So a lot of songs, they might start high or they might start a phrase in your upper register. So if I'm doing this song, shattering like glass, yeah, they're breaking up my heart. Yeah, they're let's say I start shouting, I'm breaking up. Yeah, they're break. Yeah, they're breaking up my heart, break. You could practice sliding up to the note, finding it, and then going from there. Another thing you might notice is on that breaking, that's really hard to sing. Breaking, BR. Always look at those consonants and go, how can I eliminate those consonants or make them a lot less of a thing? So, baking up, instead of breaking up, baking up. Another thing is, as you get higher, you might tense up. Okay, right here. See if you need to relax the jaw, relax the tongue. Rely on connecting to your breath a little bit more. That type of thing. So instead of going from here, breaking up my heart, and really connecting it. Breaking up my heart. Instead of breaking up my heart, shouting and pushing up, if that makes sense. But you can always meow it, okay? Meow, 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 meow. That's what I would do. It's just a gentle way to sing high without pushing. When we do the meows, though, and you want to transfer it to words, so meow, 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 you want to clock. What am I doing with my tongue? It's more relaxed. Meow. There's a certain shape, back here going on. Meow, compared to breaking, two different shapes. So you want to clock the shape, the sensation, just the feeling of when you meow and if you can transfer that over to other words, if that makes sense. You're so welcome. That was such a good question, and I hope it was helpful to you. And y'all know if you need some more one-on-one time, I do have a Christmas special right now, so you can sign up for a voice lesson. And they're very similar to how I'm going live, but a lot more targeted. You can ask me anything you want about singing, and you can have me go through your whole range with you. I am extremely excited about meeting new students, and it is really fun for me to find something that works for you so you can actually enjoy singing and enjoy the sound of your own voice. That's something we all struggle with, you know. Okay, so this is a good comment here. Vowels are so hard for me, haha. Ha ha ha. Too complicated when applied to a song. So when you are working on the vowels for a song, a really good way to work on that is to just notice what are the problem vowels. I'm sure there's some vowels that you're singing that are fine. Um, where is it becoming a problem? Like I was talking about a high note. Maybe the vowels getting in your way. It's too much of a speaky vowel. As you get higher, you might need to elongate that vowel in the back. So instead of breaking, it's breaking, more of a like for a breaking. That would be the example. Or if you're singing, all I want for Christmas, instead of must, it's more like biting into an apple. The biting into the apple trick is one I use a lot for finding a nice vowel, open vowel shape. So finding little tricks like that. A lot of E vowels are feeling really tight as you get higher. E. So thinking more of an I again, in the back, if that makes sense. Things like that. Another thing you can do when you're trying to modify your vowels is to just focus on one thing, like, okay, I'm going to relax my tongue for this whole song. I'm just going to work on relaxing my tongue. Or if you want to relax your jaw or connect the words a little bit more. I'll show you what that looks like. So if I'm singing the shattering like glass and I'm enunciating too much, which is a common issue. We'll do it here. Shattering like glass, yes, they're breaking up my heart. Hear how it's very speaky and like, let's connect everything. Like I'm slurring my words, okay? Shattering like glass, yeah, they're breaking up my heart. Chains of love are cruel, shouldn't feel like a prisoner. The more slurred it gets, the easier it is to create that arc, that line in the music, or that phrase in the music, right? So that's one strategy, just sort of elongating, connecting everything together really elevates it. Really elevates it. I mean, you could hear the difference. Shattering like glass, trying to enunciate too much too. Shattering like glass. It's just a little bit more connected. And that's a really awkward phrase. I don't know why I keep doing that one. All right, here's a good question. Do you think mask placement could cause problems? Really good question. So when we hear the phrase sing in the mask, it can be interpreted in a couple of different ways. The way I understand it is creating that buzzy, resonant feeling in the mask, the nose. Okay. The thing about that is for me, when I hear mask, and because of my experience in voice lessons when I was younger, that was very much focused on nasal resonance. So really pushing things into the nose. That was that is a pitfall of the idea of the mask, I think, because there's more than one way to get a beefy sound or get a clear sound. And using the mask, like in a song, uh, might give you that beefy sound, but it might not be as flexible as other ways to find that clarity. What am I saying? Well, if I were to just think of this phrase, the chains of love won't break. If I really push that in my nose, the mask, the chains of love won't break. That didn't really help me. That just made it sound kind of ugly. It might be helpful for a more gritty sound or a moment of, like chutzpah. But for something more flexible, I would want something more like oral twang. What's oral twang? So, like, meow. That's a more oral twang as opposed to yeah, more of that mask idea. Similar sounds, but not really. The yeah, the nasal is and masky idea is more loud, honestly, and heavier than meow, that like oral twang. So if I were to do the chains of love won't break from hello from that song in a meow, I know the meow 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 of love won't break, chains of love won't break. It's a little bit lighter and more pleasant than chains singing in the mask. If that is helpful, I hope so. I just like to point out that there's a lot of different ways to create sound, and asking about the mask is a really good question. Here's where using the mask idea might help. A lot of Lady Gaga songs are low and easily, you can, for a lot of people, put that in your low chest voice and the mask. So I was just singing Disease with one of my students, and let's see how does this. You're so ba ba da 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 ba ba da da I don't care. That's putting it here fits the vibe, fits the way you want, fits that grittiness, and it helps bring the voice forward. Now, if you're someone who finds that their voice is too hooty, like, oh, I'm always in my head voice and I want to find more presence in my voice, then I would say, yeah, let's try the mask idea. You might need to experiment with pushing your voice more forward and more in that space, to exercise that and to sort of balance the sound out. So let me know if that's something you struggle with. Anyway, all really great questions today. Any other questions, you guys? I'm probably going to hop off in a bit here, but I wanted to do a special Meowie Christmas episode, okay? Because I really appreciate you all, and I don't know if I'll be on next week with the holiday. So I wanted to, talk about the story of the meow and see if it helps you. It changed my life, and I'm someone who came from singing only in choir, and I went to school for choral music education and graduated from the University of Michigan and studied opera. And then I wanted to go out in the world and sing pop as well and all kinds of things. And so the meow, of all things, helped me find a more belty sound, so I didn't always sound like a choir person or an opera person. It helps me bridge that gap. So if that's your world, if that's something you're wondering, let me know. I love to talk about that journey for sure. Here's a good question or comment. I think mask placement made my voice too ringy, so now I'm trying to sing with more oral resonance. Okay, that sounds good. Yeah, there's a couple of different ways to create, like I said, that forward bright sound. and oral twang is one of them. The first time I even heard the word oral twang versus nasal twang was in a really great video that I highly recommend if you're really interested in belting and just contemporary singing in general. Is a video I talk about a lot, and that is The Common Misconceptions of Belting by Matt Edwards. And I learned a lot from that video. I think he is great, a great teacher. And so, anyway, that's a really good video to watch too if you're very curious about nasal versus oral twang and you have the time to listen to that talk. It's about an hour. So, highly recommend. But if you want some feedback on your voice, I also have $5 voice lessons specials for this month on my website, oliviapeck.com. And there's everything on there. Also have a lot of good little resources on there, like my practice journal and other things like that. So if you are curious about stuff, instruments, equipment, I have a whole thing for products that I use. And today we talked a lot about mixed voice, right? And that was a big question that came up, and it always does. I have tons of videos, free videos on the YouTube on mixed voice. So check those out. I'll link them as well. That's the topic always, I feel like, is mixed voice, and it's a good topic. Lastly, there's a new video out with my friend Mary Dew. She's a former music producer and came out today. Check it out on the channel. It's about AI. She gives her 2 cents on AI coming from 40 years in the music business. So that was really interesting to me. And I know I'll be talking a lot more about that as well. And if y'all don't have any more questions, then I will say see you later. But if you have any more singing questions, throw them in right now and I will answer them. It's great to see you all. I hope you're happy and healthy. I hope you're taking care of your voice. Remember, this is a tricky season for a lot of places in the world because it's dry, it's cold. So make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you are, steaming your voice or around a humidifier if you can. Really taking care of your voice, checking in with it. If you're celebrating the holidays, make sure that you're aware of your vocal usage and you're not shouting too much if you want to preserve your voice. There are lots of singers who they don't even go to loud places because they don't want to talk over people and overuse their voice. So just know it's a thing. And if your voice feels a little tired, to take care of it. And the best thing you can do for it is rest and get sleep and hydrate and let it recover before you start singing again. So good luck. And it's great to see you. Let me know your questions about singing in the comments, and I'll answer them on my next live, which will be after Christmas for sure. And I'm really excited to do that with you all. So subscribe so you don't miss the next live. And I will see you all when I see you. But I'm excited. All right. Yes, make sure you guys recover your voices. That's a good comment. Bye, y'all. I'll see you on the next one. Can't wait.